Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Hibiscus Motorsports. As you can see, we're in the Miata, and like I said in my previous video, today is the start of converting this car to a race car. So what we're going to be doing first is we're going to be, pulling out the carpeting. I'm going to mess around, see if I want the center console gone for now. Maybe the door cards, I'm not fully sure on those just yet, but definitely we're going to be taking off, my shifter boots, all that. I'm really leaning towards taking the center console out for now. The carpeting, like I just said, all this is coming out. And anything else, that might need to come out for, stage 1 of the interior weight reduction. For the future, things like my radio will be coming out. I'm going to be removing my glove box in the future. Things like that. I'm going to be getting different door cards or maybe even gutting the doors, but that's in a future video. For now, like I said, all we're going to really be doing is working on the carpet, 99% sure the center console, and really, I mean, also, the soft top too. Can't forget about that, because the soft top weighs, I think on an NA and an NB, around, if you have a plastic window, I think it's around 35 pounds-ish. So, that's 35 pounds of weight savings. The carpeting with all the insulation, all that, I think weighs like 15.2, 15.3 pounds, something like that. Center console probably weighs no more than a pound or two, so I mean, it's just the little things, little bit of weight savings. Just I'm gonna be emptying out everything in the car that I don't need in it for now. But yeah, let's start the transition. So let's do it. All right. So the first thing I'm gonna need to do is something I haven't done in probably almost a year, and that's take the hardtop off. I mean, obviously most people know the hardtops come off just like the soft tops. They have their own latches, and then there's the latches up there, latches over here on the side, and then you have the latches for your Frankenstein bolts. You just undo if you have 1 or 2 bolts depending, and this will all just lift up. And yeah, let's get the hardtop off.
This thing topless in a long time.
Yeah, topless Miata time. So as you can clearly see, the Miata looks a ton different now that I have my hardtop off. So now what we're going to start working on is getting both the actual driver's seat and the passenger seat out of the car for now, and going to work on getting the carpeting out so I can get the soft top out, because this is definitely in there hard. It's going to be harder to get out than I thought it would be, as the bolt is kind of tucked back in here. So I might have to remove this trim piece. Not a big deal. I was probably planning on taking these off anyway. But yeah, let's get to work on it. Now, finally, with all the bolts out of the seat and the harnesses unbolted, we'll be able to take the driver's seat out. So all you gotta do is just wrap them back through the top where the shoulder straps go. Like so. And the seat can come out. Now, finally time to get everything else out and definitely clean this up a little bit. Alrighty, you join me in the Miata once again. As you can see, there are no seats. I'm sitting, the passenger would normally be. It's kind of funny, you can actually, like, I could drive the car at this height without a seat. I can see perfectly fine. But alright, now next thing I'm going to work on is getting the center console out, just so we can have full access to all the carpeting and all that. I do think I might have to do a little bit of cutting up in this area underneath the dash, just because I don't want to, you know, pull the entire dash out. I don't know yet. I'm like pretty sure though that the dash does hold part of the carpeting like most cars do. So if we have to, I'll just cut the carpet. It's not a huge deal. You know, I am planning on putting a cage in this car, not anytime soon, but in the future. So the whole dash is gonna have to come out for that anyway, so that's about it. But alright, let's get right back to it. It's crazy how easy this back shelf comes out. There we go, first piece officially out. So with everything taken out, obviously as you can see on the NA8s, the ECU is right here and wires kind of run back and forth. So I think I may move where this, you know, where it sits. I mean, for the roll bar, I did have to cut a little bit of the bracket. It's a little hard to see. I can show later easier, but I may move the ECU, you know, somewhere up in here, maybe like back behind the dash over here, just to try to prevent it from getting damaged by anything. But so far, I mean, it's going relatively easily. Just gotta kind of pull and see if stuff wants to come out. So I'll catch you right back when the passenger side is done. So we are finally in the home stretch. Mainly right now what's hanging it up is the foot, I guess, footrest, foot stop, whatever you want to call it. You know, just got to take out these two bolts and then cut the carpet over there, and everything should be ready to come out. So without further ado, time for a carpetless Miata. So after some very hard work, the driver's side has been cut and ready to fully come out. So now we're going to fold it over to the passenger side, cut the rest of it, and pull all of it out. And then we're going to use some degreaser, clean all this junk up. But yeah, overall I'm actually kind of impressed at how easy this comes out. Alrighty, as you can clearly see, the carpeting is all out, including back here on the shelf where the actual gas tank is. I definitely think it looks a lot more ugly. Obviously, you know, you have all the seam sealer and stuff from Mazda. My ECU right here, like I said, I want to move that in the future. I removed all the trim panels, you know, for the door over here. Just extra, you know, just plastic junk that I don't need in a race car. Next is the actual soft top. I am happy though, just because, you know, once you remove everything, it exposes the 3 bolts on each side for removing the soft top, and once you take those out, the whole thing just comes out really easily. I never really plan on driving this car without a hardtop, unless, you know, I'm just having like some weekend fun, you know, when I know the weather's going to be good. So I'm not really too concerned about losing my soft top. It's just added weight. It, you know, moves around. It's really loud, vibrates a lot when I drive, especially on the track. So I'll definitely be better off without it. But yeah, I mean, right now I'm gonna go run out to the hardware store, go pick up some new screws, just because this little panel right here, it's not necessary. You know, you can just see the top of the fuel tank with it, but I don't want it to be moving around. I don't know why. Maybe when I installed my roll bar, it just doesn't have any screws in it. So I'm just gonna go run out, go pick some new ones up. But yeah, definitely looking 100% more like an actual race car. So let's keep going. So now you join me back in the Miata. The top is back up, and right back here it's a little hard to get to. All of these 10mm bolts that go, or nuts that go all the way around, those all have to come out. So without further ado, let's get to that. Alrighty, now that I've gotten everything out, you're gonna have these 3 brackets. This one fell off right when I loosened everything. These are actually what hold the rain rail to the soft top. But now we have that. And then now we just have to pull this back one out. It definitely does fight a little bit, but it's a little hard to do one-handed too, so I will catch you guys right back when all 3 are out. So obviously you can see, sitting next to the hardtop is the OEM soft top. Mine had a crack in the window, you know, so I'm not going to be selling this thing or anything like that. Really nobody would want it except for the skeleton side of it. But this thing definitely has got to weigh at least 35 pounds. It is very heavy to get out by yourself. Now moving back to the Miata. Now back on the bolts, you know, that were taken out. I'm just gonna put the nuts back on, make it look a little nicer, keep the rain rail right here staying in the car, you know. But yeah, definitely dirty, definitely needs to be vacuumed, but there we go. Soft top is officially out. So now with the soft top out, rain rails bolted back, now I'm just gonna get everything out of the interior, move all the harness and seatbelts back to the top shelf, and just vacuum everything out, and then we're gonna hit it with that degreaser there, microfiber rag, clean out everything, and then it'll be time to reassemble. So without further ado, let's get right to it. I'm sorry for a bit of a jump cut. As you can clearly see, passenger seat is finally bolted back in. I'm gonna vacuum off the seat. I forgot to do it before I put it back in the car. Now I'm gonna work on getting the driver's seat back in, rerouting the harnesses. It's definitely not a fun seat to put back in, but obviously I do need it. So yeah, without further ado, as I keep saying, let's get to work on the driver's seat. Oh, alrighty guys, and with that, both seats are back in. Everything's, you know, back together. I'm super happy with what it looks like. I definitely think it looks a lot more race car like. It definitely looks much more ugly without, you know, the carpet in there, and you have all the body lines and all that. But I mean, everything back here is gone, saving, you know, about 60 something pounds. You know, it's not a ton of weight, but all right. So I just wanted to talk about the reason why I'm starting, you know, to convert the Miata more towards a race car. Just because in my last video I didn't really say anything about it. I just said that I wanted to. It's just, the more and more I drive this car, you know, I don't really daily it that much anymore. It's definitely much more of like my weekend fun car, you know, and all that. But I've just really enjoy racing. I love GT racing, NASCAR, F1, all those. So I mean, there's a lot of racing things, you know, the SCCA, NASA, SDCA, things like that I could, you know, one day hopefully get into racing with this. But I mean, for now I'm going to stick with my autocrosses. but I mean, I just really wanted to be able to step up the performance of the car. So I know, you know, deleting the interior, definitely not in a huge mod, you know. It's definitely saved some weight though, and you know, it's definitely to be a little more NVH, a little more race car feel. But I mean, yeah. So, you know, that's, you know, part one of the new race car build. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.